Hello everyone, first of all, the game is finally done for early access release. Thank you all very much for your patience and waiting. We have finally reached the point that we are preparing for the release. There are quite a lot of things I want to cover in this devlog. Here is a list of what I will talk about in this video. First, regarding the scope of early access version. The EA version will contain one complete story road with 7 endings. Beyond this, we currently lack the resources and bandwidth to create additional content. The current released beta test build includes 3 chapters. Honestly, the gameplay experience isn't significantly different from the version released in early 2024, as our focuses since the first half of 2024 has been on advancing the main story. However, we'll make improvements at launch for better player experiences. Next, addressing our Kickstarter commitment. 2 backers purchased the Fight Me tier, which include in creating a combat-ready NPC enemy. These 2 NPCs have not been produced yet. We'll prioritize creating them after launch and implement them as raid stage bosses. Some backers purchased the background NPC tier but have not yet responded to our follow-up emails. We will periodically reach out to these backers. Once they submit their original character details, we will start working and add their characters to the game. Regarding the physical rewards from the Kickstarter, some backers have not received their packages, primarily due to the international shipping difficulties. We have attempted to resend the packages over 5 times for some backers, but we can no longer afford further reshipping attempts. We would like to kindly ask the affected backers for their patience. After the game launches and generates some budgets, we will try resend again when conditions allow. Finally, regarding the distribution of game activation keys, digital keys for Steam version will be sent to backers at the appropriate time after we pass Steam review and coordinate with our publisher. Keys for future console versions will be distributed once the game is fully completed and ported to these platforms. The release date is not decided yet. The game has been submitted to Steam review. Our publisher is arranging QA testing and creating promotional materials. We also need to allow time for marketing efforts to take effect. My personal and unofficial estimate is a release sometime in November, or maybe even later. We will announce the specific date as soon as it's confirmed. Regarding what happens before release, for our current priorities before launch, we will use all available time before release to address existing issues. The first thing we want to improve is the raid stage. This is less optimization and more a renovation. The goal is to make the whole combat stage more engaging and improve the flow, alongside better distribution of item drops. The next thing is changing the time system. We'll change the weekday representation to a numerical day counter, the foundation for adding more interactive content and allow players to see the total in-game time elapsed. This could later enable new game modes with time limit. You have to finish the game within 300 in-game days. Event triggers can also be better scheduled based on total days. For example, special NPCs appearing only on odd-numbered days. We also want to add more fast travel points, based on community feedback, requesting the ability to teleport to home anytime. Our current plan is to add more one-way fast travel points in various scenes, allowing travel to any outdoor location. Some places will be excluded to avoid conflict with events. The Go Home Anytime function presents immersion challenges, like how to justify teleporting from a school hallway to home, especially during combat and boss fights. We'll improve convenience with more travel points first, and reconsider unlimited teleportation if we can find a better way to do that later. The last one is tracking player statistics. This prepares for the Steam achievement system. If achievements aren't ready for EA launch, the tracked data will allow players to unlock them retroactively later. These 4 points are our top priorities before launch. Other community suggestions, like either access or shortcut to class minigame, showing more skill info, shop purchase indicators, etc., will be addressed and applied to the game in the future updates. There are also features we want to add, but likely won't make for the launch. If time runs out, we will add this in the post-launch updates. The most obvious one is to add more enemy types to reduce the late-game enemy reuse. Then having unique visual effects, like sparks, shockwaves, and projectiles, for different glove equipment. Also, adding interactable major and minor NPCs who are currently missing. This is in relatively higher priority, but mainly time dependent. Assuming the game gets November release, completing all this above is unlikely to happen. However, raid stage improvements, the time system change, and fast travel are our main focuses in pre-launch period. After the game launch, our immediate priority will be fixing any critical bugs and making adjustments. Once stable, we'll work on features mentioned above and didn't make to the release. After implementing these EA improvements, we'll focus on full release of the game. At this stage, we would prioritizing features and gameplay first, followed by story and other playable characters. Playable characters are at the end because they are time intensive. Focusing on them first would slow down the update pace significantly, leaving other parts of the game stagnant. Here are what the planned content for the full version includes. We'll have an underground fighting arena and in-game activity unlocked during the story, offering challenges against various enemy groups for rewards. It's also tied to some side quests and characters. The second one is coin lockers, inspired by a similar system from Yakuza series. Player will find keys through the game. You can use the key as a redeem token to open lockers for various items. Then completing all the game locations allow player to visit currently inaccessible places like the shrine, some shops, and raid stages. Functional locations such as shops will be prioritized first due to it requires less time to make. Raid stages, on the other hand, need new enemies and possibly new mechanics to accompany, so it takes longer. Next, side quests and romance options. This will add more ending contents for the protagonist and other NPCs for player to see. It also makes the story more interesting, and you get to know the characters better. Finishing the side quests and the romancing events also offer special rewards, making a single playthrough richer and more complete. Then other minor features such as player character emotes, character status effects, in-game radio station, etc. After that, companion feature. This allows NPCs to follow the player in towns and raid stages. Player can also summon combat-ready NPCs via the in-game texting feature. While aware the game's cover art implies this, since it shows the protag and Julie together, it's quite embarrassing even after we released the game. We couldn't represent what the cover art shows. But this has always been on our mind and will be implemented sooner or later. Then we also want to add more enemies, pedestrian NPCs, including types like some kind of pickup artist NPC will come to bother you by keep talking and blocking your way, unconventional enemy designs for late and post-game stages, etc. After that would be backgrounds, NPC dialogue, and events. Adding optional dialogue, static events, and mini side quests to make the city feel alive and provide lore to people to discover. Short random events like interrupting bullies will add life without consuming much time. The point in this one is to have a good amount of interactable elements in the game. The last one will be fulfilling all the remaining Kickstarter rewards, both digital and physical. After core gameplay and features are complete, we'll begin work on the second main story road and start preparation assets for other playable characters. Ideally, this will be completed together. These plans may be adjusted slightly but the content goals remain. About the DLC, here are some confirmed and possible DLCs of the game. The art book and the original soundtrack DLC will be released as promised on Kickstarter. Due to time constraints, the DLC pages will go up first, with content added later, especially for the art book. Then additional game content DLC. Honestly, this completely depends on how good the game sells. If the sales aren't good, we will likely not create additional content beyond the full version, although console ports are planned and keys will be provided to backers. I think it's worth to mention about the R18 content here. To clarify, there will not be any official R18 DLC or updates. However, upon full release, we plan to enable Steam Workshop features. As the developers, we cannot officially create or promote R18 content, but we cannot prevent players from creating and sharing modes of various types, if you know what I mean. Then we have Cosplay Album DLC. There was a Cosplay Photo Set DLC released for our previous game, The Vagrant. We would like to ask if people are still interested in this. If that's what people like to see, then we definitely will take this into consideration. That will be all for this devlog. Thank you all once again for your enduring support and patience. We'll continue to post devlogs before release to keep you informed about the launch date and our progress. Thank you all very much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.